So how does the future look as far as helping out with that? I mean, you've already talked about building more generic infrastructures, building virtual machine farms where you can spin up computing power. Will the future be easier from a disaster recovery perspective, or do things like same software make it harder?
In some ways, yes, but in other ways, other challenges pop up when you do that.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest ones is security. So now everything's connected, to the internet pretty much. Most vendors perform maintenance on systems by connecting in through the internet, and so there's a security risk there. Security, is confidentiality. So you want to make sure that only the people that you want to read or see information can see it. It's integrity, which is making sure that no one changes it, and availability, which is making sure no one takes it off air. And so we're concerned with all of those with broadcasting. So when you virtualize everything and make it a network, and you make it accessible from anywhere, then you now have a security problem. And if you don't balance it properly, all of the effort you go to create a resilient, one-for-one redundant network is useless when some guy with a laptop takes both of them off at the same time. Yeah. Or worse, as happened to a French broadcaster, changes the content on air, which is really scary.
Yeah.
So we're starting to invest more and more time now in understanding how to make these networks secure, and that's a different problem for most of the engineers that I've worked with in this industry. They put a big metal gate at the door and say,
right,
you can't come into my teleport.
That used to work.
It used to be great, but now it's a challenge. So, I'll tell you, to satisfy one broadcaster, one of the big four actually, that we uplink and distribute to all of their transmitters, terrestrial transmitters, we have to actually unplug the Ethernet jacks from the management network onto the equipment. It's the only way of satisfying their auditors that they were safe.
Right. Wow, that's tough. It's tough from a vendor trying.
Well, that doesn't work for me in terms of managing the network. There's got to be a better way of doing it than that.
Well, especially if you have part of your redundancy scheme and disaster recovery scheme involves that network talking to another network elsewhere. But it doesn't do that when it's unplugged.
So I think to add to that, even you have smart UPS systems, smart power systems. Even the air conditioners are hooked to the internet.
All you have to do is turn the aircon off.
Everything in the facilities hooked to the internet.
Yeah.
So you have that concern.
Yeah. We have the same challenge with our flight network. It's a closed network, but we have a special security group in our IT that they focus in on the security issues, and they're on top of any sort of breaches of security and everything. And so, sometimes to your point, pulling the cable off or actually having a closed network, it really is the only way. And then continued audit of that to make sure that there's not something that maybe someone plugged into that. So it's ongoing.